It's 9:02. So we'll start in a seated position, whatever's most comfortable for you on your mat or your carpet, wherever you're situated this morning. It can be cross-legged if it's more comfortable to have one leg extended. If you feel more comfortable placing, if you have a block at home or a pillow underneath your seat in order to make that more comfortable. Just because of the times we're in, we're just going to start with some deep breathing, get into our bodies, sink down into our mat, get comfortable. If at any point you can't hear me, use the chat box or wave your hands at me. Otherwise, we're just going to have a nice slow flow for the next hour. Let our bodies kind of chill out, stretch out, enjoy this beautiful Saturday, sunny morning. Hands face down if you're looking to ground yourself this morning, palms face up. You're feeling a little more open. Let's just start by taking a deep breath out. And as you inhale, let the shoulders lift up towards the ears. And exhale, shoulders back and down. And again, deep inhale, letting the shoulders roll up towards the ears. And as you exhale, soften them back and down. One last one, deep breath in. And exhaling, shoulders back and down. Letting your tailbone reach down into the floor. Letting the crown of the head and the back of the head gently lift up towards the sky. Maybe a gentle tuck of the chin towards the chest. And just allow yourself to notice where your body moves as you breathe. So maybe you're noticing the belly expands outward on the inhale and belly button gently contracts towards the spine on the exhale. Maybe you notice a little bit of expansion through the side ribs and the back body. Maybe even finding a little bit deeper of a breath as we get situated into just noticing how our bodies feel this morning. And if at any point you feel uncomfortable and need to adjust your legs or your shoulders or your arms, let yourself make any adjustments so that you feel more comfortable. And then just continuing to slowly deepen, inhaling from your root all the way up to the crown of the head. And letting yourself ground down as you exhale, rooting the sit bones down into the floor. Feeling the weight of the pelvis, the weight of the lower back and outer hips. Letting yourself feel strong and connected to the earth, to the floor. And we'll just breathe silently for the next 30 seconds or so. It doesn't have to mean stillness. Maybe for you it will mean stillness. Maybe it'll just be allowing yourself to sit in quiet for 30 seconds or so. Focusing again on that inhale up towards your crown. And exhale, letting yourself root down into the floor. Staying with the breath on your next exhale, let the chin drop down towards the center of the chest. And as you inhale, lifting the gaze up towards the sky. As you exhale, letting the chin drop down towards the chest and maybe starting to round a little bit through the spine. As you inhale, lifting through the heart center, shifting the gaze up towards the sky. Nice. Exhale, maybe starting to round the spine if you want to. Hands can drape over the tops of the knees so you can hold on as you round the spine. And inhale as you lift through the heart center and shift the gaze up. So this is a modified seated cat-cow. Going with your own exhale, rounding. And on the inhale, Lifting, peeling the shoulder blades back towards one another. Let's take 2 more rounds. Again, going with your own inhale, your own exhale. Exhaling, rounding. And inhale, shifting the gaze, lifting through the heart center. And then inhaling, arriving back to center. And maybe shaking it out if you need to. Take a deep breath in, reaching the arms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, reach your right hand back behind you and open your heart center towards the right. Deep breath in as you reach the arms back up alongside the ears. And as you exhale, opening towards the opposite side. Left arm reaches behind you, heart center opens to the left. One more on either side. Deep breath in, extending the arms back up towards the sky. Exhale, opening the heart center to the right. Deep breath in as the arms extend back up towards the sky. And exhale towards the left. Nice. Deep breath in, arms sweep up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, dropping the right hand down to the floor alongside you. And left fingertips extend up and over. Gently pressing that left sit bone down to the floor. Maybe shifting the gaze towards the floor, keeping the gaze forward, or maybe your neck feels comfortable enough to shift the gaze up towards that extended hand. But always checking in with your neck, only doing what feels most comfortable for your neck and your spinal column. On your next inhale, gently reach both fingertips back up towards the sky, and exhale, dropping the left hand down to the floor. Right fingertips extend up and over, right sit bone presses down to the mat. Finding a gaze that works for your neck, so either shifting your gaze down to the floors, keeping that gaze right forward, or maybe some of you would like to turn and gaze up towards that extended arm. Take another deep breath in this time. As you exhale, see if you can gently roll that right shoulder back and down. Nice. Inhale, extending both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, folding forward. Enough so that you can place either your fingertips on the floor or maybe the whole palms of your hands towards the floor. And gently walk your hands all the way towards one side of the mat. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, maybe folding a little bit deeper. Take another deep breath in and exhaling, walking your hands back through center and all the way over to the opposite side. Taking a deep breath in, maybe as you exhale again, you soften a little bit more. And then gently taking it back to center and walking the hands back up to the center, switching out which leg is in front. And we're going to take a practice from Kundalini breath. Fingertips drape over the tops of the kneecaps. And we're just going to make circles with our upper body. So as you inhale, you'll gently lift the heart center forward. And as you exhale, rolling to one side, rounding to the back of your space, and inhaling back to the front of your mat. And there's really no right or wrong way to do this motion as long as you're exhaling towards the back of your space and inhaling towards the front of your space. You can add in the shoulders, you can add in the head and the neck, or maybe you just want to keep everything lifted forward if that feels more comfortable. Some people like to add a little shoulder movement, a little neck movement. For others of us, it'll be more comfortable just to keep the gaze forward. On your next inhale, forward, pause, front, and let yourself then take the movement in the opposite direction, reversing your circle. So just allowing yourselves to wake up our large joints in our bodies. So we're waking up our pelvis, we're waking up our spine, our shoulders, all the way up to the base of our skull. Allowing maybe a little bit more lubrication, especially in our hip sockets. And then slowly making your circles smaller and smaller until you arrive back at the center of your mat. Nice deep breath in as the arms extend back up towards the ceiling, folding forward once again, because now we have the opposite leg forward, so we're getting a different stretch depending on which leg is forward. Taking a deep breath right at the center of your mat, and as you exhale, again, walking towards one edge. Maybe you'll find that you have a little more space to rotate on the second side, or maybe it'll feel similar to how your first side felt. Take another deep breath in as you exhale. Maybe you can torque the body a little bit more towards one side of your mat, or maybe you'll find a little more space to soften down. And then gently walking the hands back through center, taking it all the way over to the opposite side of the mat. Finding stability through the arms, deep breath in through the chest, through the side ribs, through the back body, and maybe exhaling, being able to walk it a little bit more over towards the side of your mat, and maybe finding a little more softness. And then gently allowing the hands to walk back through center. Nice. Taking your time, coming into a tabletop position. So stacking the wrists underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips, hips width apart. And let your nose face down towards the mat to start. And I'll try to be as articulate as possible so that you don't have to gaze at your screen. And as you inhale, shift your gaze forward, radiate your heart center towards the front of your mat. And as you exhale, round through the spine, draw the belly button towards the spine, chin to chest. So inhale, radiating the heart center forward, gaze forward. And exhale, rounding belly button to spine, chin to chest. As you take these movements, as you inhale forward and exhale round, check that the weight is more in the fingertips and into the knuckles than it is into the bony parts of the wrist. So press into all 10 fingers, press into that first knuckle where the fingers meet the palms of the hands. And taking one more inhale, nose forward, heart radiating to the front of the mat. And exhale, rounding, chin to chest, belly button to spine. Nice, then inhaling up to a neutral spine. Plant the weight into the left leg so you can extend the right leg straight to the back of the room. Draw the low belly in, maybe even lift through the pelvic floor. Beautiful. Anybody who wants to lift that right heel as high as the right hip off the mat can go for it. Holding here or extending left fingertips towards the front edge of the mat, coming into balancing cat. From extending opposite leg and opposite arms. Belly and pelvic floor are engaged here to keep the sacrum and the spine strong and protected. Take one more deep breath in, and as you exhale, let the left hand come back down to the mat. And let the big toe side of your right foot drop down to the floor. And I'm just going to switch sides so I can face you. And then slowly rotate that right hip up towards the sky, either right hand to right hip or extending the right hand all the way up to the sky. So this is a modified gait. Holding here, anybody who wants to lift that right heel up off the floor, go for it. Nice. Take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, drop the right foot back to the floor and extend the right fingertips towards the front edge of the mat, getting into the side body. Beautiful. Inhale. Fingertips maybe heel as well towards the sky. Exhale, heel back to the floor, fingertips reaching towards the top of the mat. Nice. One more. Inhale, heel lifts, fingertips extend straight to the sky. And exhale, heel back to the floor. Fingertips reaching to the front of the mat, maybe even your right rib cage rotating up towards your ceiling. Nice, deep breath in as you extend back up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, right hand finds its way back to the mat and flipping the legs once more so the hips are parallel with the floor. Beautiful, bending that right knee, flexing the right heel, and gently inhaling right heel to the sky. Exhale, release the knee down. Inhale, heel to the sky. Exhale, knee releases just a few inches. One more, inhale, heel up. Exhale, knee back and level with the hip. Remaining here, taking a deep breath in. As you exhale, draw the knee towards the nose, rounding the spine. Inhale, heel back up. Exhaling, knee to nose. Last one, inhaling, heel up. Exhaling, knee to nose. Inhaling up. And exhaling, releasing that right knee back down to the floor. Taking a deep breath in and exhale, hips back towards the heels, letting the forehead rest on the floor, coming down into child. Your arms can stay extended in your child's posture. You can rock the head from side to massage out the temples. You can drop hips from side to side. Taking some deep breaths in and out of your back body. Maybe extending and pressing into the tips of all 10 fingers. Breathing into the upper back and the shoulders. Nice, and slowly making your way back up to a tabletop position. We're going to take the opposite side. So once again, stacking wrists underneath the shoulders, knees, hips width apart, right underneath the knees. Inhaling, radiating the heart center forward. And exhaling, rounding. Taking 2 more, going with your own inhales and your own exhales. Inhale, radiating the heart center forward. Exhaling, belly button to spine. Last one, deep breaths in, filling all the way up. And exhaling, belly button to spine, seeing if you can press all the air out. And then inhaling up to a neutral spine, extending the left leg straight towards the back of the mat. Maybe left heel lifts as high as the left hip, really engaging your lower core. And then maybe right fingertips extend towards the front edge of the mat, finding balance in cat. Back of the neck is nice and long here. Again, lower belly super engaged here to protect the sacrum and the low spine. Nice, take one more deep breath in here. As you exhale, release the right hand to the floor. Drop the big toe side of your left foot to the mat, and then maybe left hand to left hip, or left fingertips up towards the sky. Coming into the opposite side of our gate. Yeah, so some of you will be facing away from the camera this time. Nice, and then if you'd like to, left heel lifts up off the floor. Finding your gate, beautiful. Deep breath up into the palm of that extended hand. As you exhale, release left toes and reach the fingertips towards the front edge of the mat. Nice, as you inhale, extend towards the sky, maybe floating the heel. As you exhale, release the toes, reach the fingertips to the front edge. One more time, inhale, lifting. And exhale, big toe side of the foot to the floor. Fingertips reach to the front edge of the mat. Really trying to press that left hip, left rib cage up towards the sky. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, let that left hand come down to the floor, but the left leg stays lifted. Bending that left knee. Inhale, left heel to the sky. And exhale, knee back to hip height. Inhale, press the heel towards the sky. And exhale back to hip height. One more time, flex that left foot as you inhale, press it to the sky. And exhale, round, knee towards the nose. Inhale, knee back to hips height. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time, inhale, back to hip height. Exhale, round, draw the belly in, knee a little bit closer. And then inhale, lengthen that left leg straight to the back of the mat. Exhale, left knee to the floor. Deep breath in, exhale, hips to the heels, creeping the fingertips forward, forehead to the mat, child's posture. Hips maybe drop from side to side. Again, feel free to massage out the temples. If it feels more comfortable to let the arms rest along downside the body, you can let the arms come alongside the body. Finding your breath, letting the back body expand as you inhale, softening as you exhale. Taking the time to extend the arms back in front, gently pressing back up through hands and knees. We're going to come into our first downward dog. I'm just going to show a modification, which is puppy posture. So downward facing dog, or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, is a full press with the hips up. If that is not available in your practice, stay on the knees with the hips stacked right over the knees and walk the arms only forward until the ears are in between the arms. So puppy posture would be the alternate posture to a full downward facing dog. So if you'd like to take the full downward facing dog, find the pads of the hands, just like we did in our hands and knees position. Curl the toes under. Take a deep breath in, draw the belly in, and as you exhale, let the hips come up and then back. This is going to be our first time taking downward facing dog in the morning. So bend one knee and then the other, or drop hips from side to side. Shake the head around, bend the elbows, re-lengthen the arms. Let this be nice and fluid, whatever your body needs in order to feel more comfortable. Especially if you have tight hamstrings, keep a bend in your knees the entire time we meet in downward dog this practice. And then maybe finding some stillness, maybe finding gentle movement, and allowing yourself to relocate that deep breath in and out of the belly, in and out of the side ribs and the back body. Taking one more full deep breath wherever you are. Then softening through the knees, walking the feet up towards the hands. And I'm just going to turn to face the camera. And just allow yourself to have a nice soft bend in the knees. Let the back of the head be nice and long. The head is heavy, hanging down towards the floor. Any swaying from side to side that feels good, you can take those sways. If you want to grab opposite elbows to release the shoulders and swing the arms gently from side to side. And then letting the hands come back to the floor. So bend your knees as much as you need to, so you can press all 10 fingers into the mat. Let's inhale, shift the gaze forward. As you exhale, exhale out of the mouth. Nice deep sigh. 2 more, deep breath in. Exhale, sighing out. Last one, deep breath in, pressing into the fingertips, lifting through the belly. And exhale, just let it go. Keeping the head, neck, shoulders, arms heavy, chin to the chest. Roll the weight back into the feet. Extend the tailbone down behind your ankles, rolling up 1 vertebra at a time. Head is the last thing to come up. Inhaling, shoulders up towards the ears. And exhaling, shoulders back and down. We've made it to standing. Stepping the feet, shoulders width apart, hips width apart, toes and heels together, whatever feels most comfortable for your practice. So we want you to feel stable in your standing posture. So if stability for you means a little bit wider of a stance, or stability for you means feet together, let it be whatever stability means for you in your practice. For me, I'm a hips width gal. And then imagining that if your hips were a bowl full of water, that there's no water spilling out the front and there's no water spilling out the back. So I have a sway back, so I have a curve in my natural spine. So I have to take just a little bit of an extension of my tailbone down towards the floor to get that nice level bowl full of water if my pelvis were a bowl full of water rather than a pelvis. So just allowing the spine to elongate if you need that, and find some open and expanse through the heart center. And then let your arms relax down alongside the body, let the wrists be heavy. Finding maybe that slight tuck of the chin as you notice the back of the neck elongating. And then taking just a few deep breaths here in our standing postures. Maybe playing around with where the weight is in the front part of the feet and in the back part of the feet. The insides versus the pinky toe. And see if you can find it equal fronts, backs, and side to side. Maybe lifting up all 10 toes and then placing the toes one by one back on the floor. And coming back to that breath that we started with. So as you inhale, this time, since our feet are grounded to the floor instead of our sit bones, inhaling all the way from the pads of the feet, drawing from the earth, breathing up into our crown, and exhaling, rooting down through the feet, feeling that blood and that breath and the energy that it carries really fill us all the way up to the crown of our head, and then letting ourselves root and ground into our mats, even if that's all you're getting out of today's practice, because breath is really why we come and meet ourselves on our mats, is to reconnect to our breath and to take from our breath what we need and to let go on the exhales what's not serving us. On your next inhale, inhaling arms up alongside the ears. As you exhale, right hand reaches back behind us, heart center rotates to the right. Inhaling, arms back up to the ceiling. This time as you exhale, left hand extends towards the back of the room. See if you can keep the hips facing the front edge of the mat. One more on either side. So inhaling and extending. Exhaling, rotating to the right, extending the arms wide. One more time. Inhaling, arms up. And exhaling, left arm back, heart center opening to the left. Nice. Deep inhale, arms reach back up to the sky, maybe gazing up at the fingertips. As you exhale, belly draws in, knees bend, folding all the way forward, forward, fold. Nice. As you inhale, shift your gaze forward, lift the belly. And as you exhale, plant the hands, right foot steps back and release the knee down to the floor. Inhale, lift through the heart center. Exhale, sink that right hip down. On the next inhale, if anybody wants to extend arms up alongside the ears, you can extend arms up. Exhale, release hands back down to the mat. Nice. Deep breath in. Exhale, step the front foot to meet the back foot, high plank, or anybody that wants to modify, knees down plank. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, release the knees to the mat. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower the belly all the way to the floor. Keeping the hands underneath the shoulders, press the tops of the feet to the mat. Inhaling up. Baby cobra, little or no arm strength. If you're somebody who knows you're going to use your arms, float the hands up off the floor. Gently press the points of your pelvis down into the mat. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. One more deep inhale, lifting the heart center. Exhale, release third eye to the floor. Inhale, press up, tabletop position. Curl the toes under. Exhale, hips up and back into downward facing dog, or taking that modified puppy. So for you, knees to the floor, walk the hands forward, release the ears in between the arms. 3 full breaths here. Downward facing dog or modified puppy. Letting the side ribs expand. Letting the back body expand. Maybe if you have tight hamstrings, the knees stay slightly bent. And finding your breath. One more full round of breath as you move through your exhale, bending the knees, walking the feet up towards the hands. Inhaling flat back, so gazing forward, pressing the hands into the floor or into the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press through the heels, reach the arms all the way back up to the sky. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Nice, we're gonna take the opposite side. Deep breath in, arms reach up, maybe facing up the hands. As you exhale, belly draws in, folding all the way forward. Inhaling up, halfway lifting, gazing forward. Exhale, planting the hands, bending the knees, and stepping that left foot back and releasing left knee down to the floor. Inhale, radiate the heart center forward. And exhale, sink that left hip down. Anybody who wants to inhale, extend the arms up alongside the ears. And then exhale, float the hands back down to the floor. Deep breath in as you exhale, either stepping back, high plank, or taking a modified knees down plank. Deep breath in your plank. As you exhale, lower the heart center all the way down to the floor. Inhaling up, baby cobra. Hold for your exhale. Inhale, maybe lift a little bit higher. And exhale, releasing all the way down. Inhaling up, tabletop position. Curling the toes under. Exhaling, hips up and back, 3 full breaths. Downward facing dog. Giving yourself permission to find movement or stillness, depending on what feels appropriate for your practice. So if it still feels good to bend one knee, bend the other. If you need to shake the head around, give yourself permission to make modifications or find movement or stillness, depending on what your body's calling you to do this morning. One last full deep breath in here. And exhale, bend the knees, walking the feet up towards the hands. Once you come to the top of the mat, inhale, gazing forward, hands to shins, heart center reaching towards the front edge of the mat. Exhale, releasing, forward fold. Weight in the hands, press through the pads of the feet, arms extend up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. We're going to take one more, either side. If you need to take a break at any point, just let yourself stand in Tadasana, come down into child, or just hold in downward facing dog. So this is your practice. So take breaks as you need to, grab water as you need to. And I'll switch to the other side of the mat just for another view. Option to take a knee up lunge here, the second side. So if anybody wants to take the knee up rather than the knee down, more than welcome to. So finding that stability, exhaling down through the feet. Inhaling, grabbing what you need to from the earth up into the crown. Exhale, grounding. Inhaling, arms extend. Gaze is up at the fingers. Exhaling, belly draws in. Maybe knees soften as you forward fold. Inhale, belly lifts, hands to the shins, heart center radiates forward. Exhale, planting the hands, right foot once again steps back. So anybody who wants to keep that right leg extended can keep it extended. Anybody who wants to drop the knee back down, drop the knee back down. Inhale, radiating heart center forward. Exhale, holding. Inhale, anybody who wants to lift arms up towards the sky can extend arms up towards the sky. And exhale, releasing hands down to the floor. Inhaling where you are, exhaling high plank or modified knees down plank. Deep breath in as you exhale, lowering all the way down, maybe releasing the knees first. Inhaling up, baby cobra. Hold for your exhale. Inhale, lift a little higher, draw those shoulder blades together. Exhale, release. Inhaling up, tabletop position, tucking the toes underneath. Exhale, hips up and back, 3 full breaths. Downward facing dog. Letting the sit bones extend towards the sky, pressing all 10 pads of the fingertips into the mat to keep the weight out of the bony part of the wrist. Bending through the knees if those hamstrings are tight. We're finding gentle movement. One more deep breath in as you exhale, softening through the knees, feet walk up to the hands. Inhale, hands to the shins, heart center sweeps forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press through the feet, arms extend up towards the sky. Exhaling, hands to the heart center. Inhaling, arms up, we're heading into the left side. Exhaling, belly draws in, forward fold. Inhaling, heart radiates forward, lifting halfway up. Exhaling, planting the hands so you can step the left foot back. Again, anybody who wants to keep that left leg extended can keep the left leg extended or softening the left knee down. Inhaling, radiating the heart center forward. Exhaling, finding some heaviness through that left hip. Anybody wants to inhale, left fingertips to the sky. And exhale, release the left hands to the floor. Inhale where you are. Exhale, right foot steps back. Nice strong plank. We're gonna hold a plank here, 3 full breaths. Take the modified version if you need to. Pressing into all 10 fingers, letting your breath maybe become a little more intense here as we hold our fierce planks. Take another deep breath in, last one, as you exhale, maybe releasing the knees to the floor, and then lowering your heart center all the way to the mat. Inhaling up, baby cobra. Hold for your exhale. Inhale, lifting up a little bit higher. This time, exhale, hips up and back, child's posture. Hips come all the way back to the heels, nice. If your heart rate is a little accelerated, hopefully it is, let yourself just sink into that. Find your deep breath. Any rocking of the hips from side to side, any massaging of the temples on the floor or your mat. Nice, taking your time, pressing back through tabletop position, curling the toes under. Deep breath in your tabletop with the toes under, exhaling hips up and back, downward facing dog. Let yourself find softness through the knees. Lift through the quadriceps and draw the low belly in. One more deep breath in here. And then softening the knees, walking the feet up towards the hands. We're gonna inhale into a flat spine. And this time, as you exhale, take a forward fold of your choice. So Uttanasana, which is a standing forward fold. So maybe you just want to let yourself hang. Maybe some of you would like to take a grip. So yeah, opposite elbows is a great one. Maybe some of you would like to take a grip on the backs of the legs and engage through the arms. Or get yogi toe lock, middle and index fingers on the big toes. So only if a grip feels good for your practice. Maybe it just feels good to let the upper body be heavy and to just gently sway or rock from side to side. Deep breath in through the nose, exhale, sighing out of the mouth. Soften through the knees, chin to chest, rolling up. One vertebra at a time. Head is the last thing to come up. Nice, inhaling, shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, let it go. Nice. We're gonna come into our balancing posture. We'll take tree this morning. If anybody has half lotus in their practice, feel free to take half lotus. But starting by bringing the weight into your left leg and grounding down through that left leg. Lift up nice and tall through the belly and rise up onto the right toes. And then let the right knee come out to the side. Nice. So depending on where you are in your tree, maybe it's keeping the toe on the ground and just moving that heel towards the inner part of your left leg. Maybe it's drawing it up, so now it's at the calf. Some of you might have the inner thigh, but just making sure that that foot is above or below the kneecap. We never want the foot to be at the knee, because then it's asking our knee to bend in a direction that our knee doesn't naturally do. Nice. Find that length once again through the upper body, hands maybe to heart center. There's also other expressions for the arms. So if you feel more stable with hands at the hips, hands out to the side, or hands extended to the sky. And again, finding that slight tuck of the chin, that length of the back of the neck. And being playful, especially with our balance postures, because oftentimes we fall out. And maybe you rock tree every other day of the week. Maybe this week has thrown you off a little bit, so your tree's a little bit wobbly. Take one more deep breath here. And then releasing the arms. And release that right foot back to the floor. Nice, shaking out a little bit. Grounding down through the right leg. So nice, strong, engaged right quadricep. Lifting through the upper body, tuck of the chin, lengthening through the back of the neck. Left knee bends and comes out to the side. Maybe you're starting by keeping the toe on the floor and just bring the inner part of that foot to the leg. Maybe you're at the inner calf. Maybe some of you have upper inner thigh. So we're all at different points in our practices. Hands then find their place. Heart center, hips to the sky, out to the sides, reverse namaste. And let yourself find your breath, grounding into the standing foot on the exhale, inhaling up to the crown of the head. So the nice thing about our standing balancing postures is we usually still have that nice line of energy traveling up and down the body. Finding one more deep breath here. And then releasing the hands. Maybe the hands help guide that foot back down to the floor. Nice. Stepping the feet wide. So anybody who wants to turn sideways on their mat if you need to. If you don't need to, then great. Maybe toes turning slightly out. Those of you who have open hamstrings though, maybe keeping the insides of the feet parallel or even turning the toes in a little bit towards one another. We're gonna take a wide-legged forward fold here. So inhaling, arms nice and extended. Draw the belly in and reach the heart center forward. It might even feel like you're jutting your chin forward to keep the back nice and flat. And then release the hands to the floor first. Maybe it means you bend the knees a little bit and let the weight roll forward into the front parts of the feet. And that you let yourself fold a little bit further. Maybe that means coming to the flat parts of the hands. Maybe some of you will be able to bend at the elbows and soften the head down. And then either breathing here in stillness, or maybe it feels good to bend one knee, straighten the opposite one, and move gently from side to side. Again, stillness may feel better for others. Let yourself be led by what your body would like to do during this time. Then gently finding your way back to center. Draw the belly in, bend the knees just a little bit and release the hands to the hips. Turn the toes out and bend nice and deep into the knees. Sorry, Kathy, we've come up with the upper body. And so we're in goddess posture right now. We haven't taken goddess arms just yet. Yeah, so inhaling arms into a cactus position. So this is full goddess posture. And you're feeling like you're almost peeling your knees back towards the pinky edges of your hands. And same with the shoulders and elbows. They're pressing towards the back of the room. So we're trying to open up our heart center. We're trying to open up through the front part of our pelvis. Nice, inhale, press into 5-point, extend the arms straight. Exhale, soften down, goddess. Nice, inhale, press the legs and the arms, extend. Exhale, into goddess. Nice, one more, deep breath in, extend, reach, fill yourself up, and exhale, powerful goddess. Nice. One more deep breath in here. As you exhale, release the hands to the tops of the knees, fingertips facing forward. Maybe even hands assist the knees in going back towards the pinky edge of the hands. Deep breath in. As you exhale, drop the right shoulder towards the floor, gaze to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, drop the left shoulder forward, gaze to the right. One more, either side, inhaling center. Exhaling, right shoulder down, gazing to the left. Inhaling to the center. Exhaling, left shoulder down, gazing to the right. Nice, deep breath into center. Exhale, release, forward fold. Legs are still wide. Gently pressing back up to the hands and transitioning to a seat. So maybe bending one knee and then the other coming through tabletop. And then allowing yourself to meet. We're going to meet in cobbler's posture or butterfly. Baddha Konasana. Pads of the feet together. Hands at either the ankles or the shins. We'll just take a few modified cat-cow type breaths to come into the posture. Then we'll hold in stillness for a few breaths. Let ourselves come down. We're now in our cool down, working towards our final resting posture. So inhaling, heart center radiates forward. Exhale, allow yourself to round, even if it's just dropping chin to the chest. Inhale, once again, heart center forward. And exhale, gently round. Last one, inhaling, radiating forward, maybe now reaching more towards the front edge of your space. And then exhaling, rounding. And then letting yourself find a space to hold a fold in cobbler's posture. So maybe hands to the floor, maybe hands stay on the ankles or shins. Maybe elbows gently press tops of the knees down to the floor, tops of the thighs down towards the floor. Maybe you have a little rock. Maybe you keep movement in the head. Or maybe you just let the upper body be soft. And let the legs be soft, just hanging out here for a few breaths. And releasing the hands to the floor, walk the hands up towards the hips. Nice. Swinging the legs to one edge of the mat, we're going to come down to a reclined position for our spinal twist. So either using core strength or arm strength or a little bit of both. Allow yourself to roll all the way down to your mat. Once you get down to your mat, hug your knees to your chest. Anybody who wants to can rock from side to side, or maybe extending the arms, drawing imaginary circles with the kneecaps on the ceiling. That can help massage the lower spine. And then keeping the knees in towards the chest, let the arms extend wide. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, knees drop over to the right. If comfortable, head gazes to the left. If not, just keep your gaze up towards the sky, focusing on softening that left shoulder down into the mat. Asking that left hip to rotate up, even though the left shoulder is staying grounded. Finding some softness through the wrists, through the palms of the hands, maybe behind the eyes. On your next inhale, slowly draw the knees back through center, head rolls up through center. And as you exhale, dropping the knees to the opposite side. If comfortable, head gazes to the right. Softening your right shoulder and right shoulder blade to the floor. Maybe your teeth part to relax your jaw. Finding lots of softness through the face. Giving cues to your body that it's almost time for rest. Inhaling, knees back up to center. Nose turns back to center. We'll just take an active bridge before coming down into our Shavasana. So letting the feet come down to the floor. Arms extend alongside the body. And gently tuck the low belly in so you can feel the middle back and low back gently pressing to the floor. Chin tuck slightly into the chest to elongate the back of the neck. And then allow the chin to release from the chest once you get that elongated back of the neck. Take a deep breath where you are. Exhaling, hips up towards the sky, coming into an active bridge. Nice, gently draw the inner thighs towards one another. Maybe it feels a little bit like the big toes are tracking towards one another. Deep breaths in and out of the nose. One more deep breath in, press the feet towards the front edge of the mat. And then slowly lower down. Let the top of the spine, middle of the back, hips and buttocks find their way to the floor. And the next 30 seconds to a minute are yours. Maybe you want to take happy baby. Maybe you want to extend both legs to the sky and get some movement through the ankles. Just take the next 30 seconds to a minute for any final postures your body needs. And then together we'll take a 3-minute Shavasana. Anybody who wants to extend their rest past the class time, you are absolutely more than welcome to extend your rest. But we'll just take 3 minutes together. So finding your way down to a rest. So maybe that's legs fully extended. Maybe that's pads the feet together into Supta Baddha Konasana. Letting your eyes relax closed. Letting your shoulders drop down and away from the ears. Legs heavy, arms heavy. Releasing through the hands and the feet. Staying right where you are, allowing yourself to start deepening your breath, to taking a little bit larger inhale, a little bit longer exhale. Then gently starting to reawaken the body, wiggling fingers, toes, maybe rocking head from side to side. And as you're ready, drawing your knees into your chest, giving yourself a nice big hug of self-love and self-appreciation, acknowledging the importance of all the self-care activities you do. And then as you're ready, rolling to one side, I give you permission to stay in down, palms in your lap, palms face up. Letting the eyes close or keep the gaze soft. Refinding your breath. And then allowing the palms to float to the heart center. Thumbs gently pressing against the breastbone to remind us of that inner light that is shining within each of us. Acknowledging the time we took for ourselves this morning, acknowledging all the teachers that came before us, that have passed down their traditions so that we can practice here today, and acknowledging the strength of our communities through this time, and thanking you all for practicing and sharing your practices with me this morning. Namaste. I encourage you to give any feedback that you want to Hunter, so we know whether or not to continue this. We do have plans to continue this for the next, for 2 more Saturdays, as things are still very ambiguous and vague for what our futures look like. I thank you all for showing up this morning at 9 o'clock. Go out and enjoy this beautiful day if you can.